Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Monday. It is November the 9th, and today is National Scrapple Day.
Scrapple.
Yeah, I know what Snapple is. I know what Scrabble is. I'm going to have to check out Scrapple and see what that is. Maybe it's a day to play Scrabble while drinking a Snapple. You think? Probably not.
Probably not.
It's Mike Croatia Day today as well, and National Louisiana Day today. So all of those things happening on the 9th. And today is a Movie Star Monday. Our guest today is Michael Gross.
I love that man.
We grew up watching him
love
on Family
him.
Ties. He was Papa Keaton on
yes,
Family
he
Ties.
was.
And then he's been in a bunch of other movies and TV shows. But
our son's favorite is the Tremors series.
And he's in a brand new Tremors movie. We're going to be chatting with him about that coming up in just a bit. Thank you. He's Burt Gummer on there, by the way. So if you don't know who I'm talking about.
One of the greatest characters.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if he's anything like Burt Gummer. I'll have to ask him. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study found that diet drinks have been linked to cardiovascular issues. So they're saying maybe diet drinks ain't the best thing to do. That's according to a new study. Also, a new study from Colorado State University is testing students' wastewater for signs of COVID-19. Ugh.
Right.
So is that a new study?
I don't know. Apparently.
It's just kind of a, never mind. I was going to say something, but kind of a not great job to do. I'll put it that way. I think you know what I was going to say. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A guilty plea is entered over cocaine found in somebody's buttocks. 25-year-old Mahad.
You'd almost have to, How do you say, I didn't know that was in there?
Yeah, 25-year-old Mahmoud Mohammed of Rochester, New York, did plead guilty to second-degree drug possession. He was arrested at a traffic stop December 13th of 2018. This is a while ago.
Right.
Authorities say a teen in the car with him was searched, and law enforcement said cocaine was found in his buttocks. Mohammed is accused of telling the teen to hide the drugs in his pants. Mohammed is scheduled to be sentenced on December 7th, 2020. Why would it have taken that long?
I don't understand it either, but
this
it is what it is.
December of 2018, and finally, sentencing will happen December of 2020.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they had to crack the case, apparently.
I see what you did there.
All right, we're done. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Notorious reclusive 2.5 Men star Angus Young left his L.A. home to watch firefighters extinguish a blaze on his block. So he was the kid. Remember the kid?
Yeah.
So apparently he doesn't go anywhere. He stays inside, doesn't want to be out in the public. Mm-hmm. But there was a fire on his street, and he was out there watching it. And that's news. So there you go. Meryl Streep's nephew was caught on surveillance camera getting into a road rage fight in the Hamptons with another motorist. So apparently that's news as well somehow. And Caitlyn, there's nothing going on.
There must not be anything going on today.
I said we wouldn't talk about the election, so just leave me alone. Caitlyn Jenner is going to return to acting in a sitcom based on the notes of the late actor Dick Van Patten. For those of you who don't know who that is, Dick Van Patten starred in 8 is Enough. So he had some notes that he had written, and Caitlyn Jenner is going to turn that into a sitcom somehow.
Somehow.
I'm not sure.
Alrighty.
But we didn't talk politics. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now, your scoop of the day, it comes your way, courtesy of TimeForRehab.com. A British researcher said his study indicates using swear words increases your tolerance for pain. That's why Heidi can tolerate a lot of pain.
An amazing pain tolerance.
Researchers from Kiel University say they compared the pain tolerance of 67 different students, both male and female. They dropped a hand into ice-cold water. He said most of the subjects found their pain tolerance increased when they were allowed to swear when they put their hand in the water. And it didn't hurt as much. And if they couldn't, then it hurt more, apparently. So that's how they did this study. That does not sound very scientific. And they were doing shots between.
Yeah.
I have no idea. A guy in China was arrested for theft. The man is accused of pickpocketing passengers on a city bus. Then he collapsed at the police station and refused to open his eyes or talk for 8 hours. That's a long time. Doctors were finally brought in to check the man. They confirmed that he is still conscious. On top of that, witnesses said the suspect coughed a few times. So he was just playing possum, thinking they were going to walk away. You're like, I can outlast you. 8 hours of just laying there doing nothing. Yeah, I'm not moving. Supposed to change our internet and social media passwords, they say, every 90 days. How long have you changed? I'm pretty sure some of my passwords are over 10 years old. I'm going to probably have to change them now. What about real world expiration dates? Did you know that vitamins are supposed to be tossed after 3 years, even if there's no expiration date?
I have a lot of vitamins that should be tossed.
Did you know you're supposed to get rid of your pillow every year? You're supposed to get a new one?
I did, but I love my pillow.
Mike Lindell would love that.
I love my pillow.
Yeah, so you're supposed to have a new pillow every year. And how often do you suppose you're supposed to go before you get a different toothbrush?
3 months.
I see you're smiling. How often?
3.
What makes you think that?
I just know that that's the number.
That is the answer. 3 months. How did you know that?
I just know that.
How long has it been since we got new toothbrushes?
About 3 years. No, we do them probably every 8 months, maybe.
I know at one time my toothbrush, when you looked at it, it looked cartoony. Like it was all bent out on. I was like,
That's because you brush too hard.
I apparently do. I brush my teeth way too hard. I'm like, is this mine or does that belong to like one of the Looney Tunes? That doesn't look like a real toothbrush. Hey, if you want to have a better experience in the bedroom, husbands and wives, research suggests you should do housework together. They say you want to, clean things up before you get down and dirty. It's going to help. According to this, couples enjoyed more frequent and more satisfaction in the bedroom when the housework was split equally. So I'm saying when we get done with this radio program, we should go dust or something. What do you think, Heidi? She's my wife.
You go ahead. I don't even dust.
Dust and sweep and something. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. And by the way, you're welcome.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Michael Gross. And there are folks that know him from Family Ties like we do, but there are other folks that know him from an amazing movie series that he's been involved in, Tremors. And there's a new one out, Tremors, Shrieker Island, and it's available right now. Mr. Gross, how are you, sir?
I am well, John. Nice to speak with you. And yes, I am blessed. I've been doing this great character of Burt Gummer for 30 years now.
And the thing that's neat, in addition to the two roles that we just talked about, you've had so many other things, but these two roles between Family Ties and being the father on that program and kind of America's Dad, a lot of people grew up kind of looking to you as a father figure. That had to be really cool. And then almost in the exact opposite direction, Burt Gummer is a completely different character, but you've done such a great job becoming both of them.
Well, I've been pretty fortunate, and I think the thing they have in common, John, is they're both family-friendly. By that I mean Family Ties was about families easily settling their differences, and the ties that bind what they held in common far more important than the things that drove them apart. And so always about reconciliation. The same way in Tremors, in a way. Every one of these 7 films has had a group of misfits, ne'er-do-wells, and annoying eccentrics who set aside all their differences to fight a common enemy. And the other thing is, this character, Bert, who I absolutely love, it's like mining comic gold, is a right-wing survivalist, obsessive-compulsive, disordered, paranoid, who has a cache of weapons. But again, here's the family-friendly part. In none of these 7 films does he turn his gun on another human being.
Yeah.
The guns are for monsters. In that respect, it's like a 50s horror film. There's a kind of innocence about it, and reconciling, as I say, these people, their differences to fight a common enemy. So I don't know if there's anything better in COVID times. We could use a little of that.
Absolutely. Now, through the years with Tremors, now when that first film came out, did they already plan on doing all of the additional movies, or was that just kind of wow, this worked really well and people loved it, let's do more?
It was the latter. You know, show business, as you know, you're a part of it, is about 5% show and 95% business. Nothing gets done unless the money's rolling in. And Tremors, interestingly enough, did not do particularly well. It made a profit, but was not an outstanding film. Critically, it was actually pretty well acclaimed, but a lot of people didn't see it. It was only the aftermarket videos in those days, the old VHSs, a couple years later, and they said, by God, it's caught on in the video market, and now we're going to make more. And so they started doing that, and each sequel was prompted by the sales of the sequel before, because they're not going to make these things unless they think they're going to make a profit, right?
Absolutely.
And apparently Tremors 7 is already selling very well, much to my not necessarily surprise, because I thought it was pretty good, but my thrill.
That's right.
Top 10 on Netflix, and in Amazon it's like number 2 in comedy and number 4 in action adventure, something like that. So it's being met with a very good reception, which pleases me no less, because you do all that hard work, you want people to see it.
My son is a super fan of Tremors, and he asked me, since I told him I was going to be visiting with you, to find out. And I don't know if you can tell me this or not, but he said, ask him if the baby dirt dragons from Tremors 4 will make an appearance in the new Shrieker Island movie.
It's not too much of a spoiler to say no.
Okay.
Okay?
I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us about this. I think this is fantastic, and congratulations on an amazing career. And when you get a chance to talk to people, do you have more people that recognize you from Family Ties or more from Tremors, or is it something completely different that I'm not even thinking about?
You know, it's odd. It's all sorts of things. I've done such a variety of things. I love the variety of being an actor. I love not having a full-time show. That's why you've never seen me in another sitcom. I didn't immediately recycle myself into that. I love the variety of playing different characters. So it's often very different characters. Somebody will say, "Oh, you played that SOB on Law and Order, Criminal Intent," or this or that and the other thing. I was also a recurring character on ER. So there's a lot of different things like that. And the fact that I don't have a beard right now and don't have a mustache means I pretty much blend in. You know, I had a big beard on Family Ties and a mustache and as Burt Gummer and Tremors. So I shave all that off and pretty much blend in, and nobody knows who I am.
Mr. Gross, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. The pleasure's mine. My best to your son. And
thank you.
Heidi, who I've been talking to today. Be well, all of you.
Very good. You as well. Again, Tremors, Shrieker Island. That's the 7th installment of the franchise, presented by Universal 1440. Available right now on digital and Blu-ray. I'll throw a link to all the info in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Johnny Appleseed's fruit, the apples, were not for eating. So first of all, if you didn't know it, Johnny Appleseed was a real man. John Chapman planted thousands of apple trees on U.S. soil, but the apples on those trees were much more bitter than the ones you find in a supermarket. He didn't expect the fruit to be eaten, but rather made into hard apple cider.
Oh.
Yeah. You like Johnny Appleseed a little bit more now, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he was just trying to spread joy.
Absolutely. And
doing the Lord's work.
That is today's fun fact.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, United Kingdom. The UK police chief is warning that any Christmas parties that get caught violating COVID rules will be broken up. So it's kind of grinchy sounding, but I don't know what the rules are exactly there in the UK, but apparently they're pretty strict, and if you get caught violating them, they'll break up the party, and they'll take away your birthday or something. I don't know I have no idea. It doesn't say what the punishment is, but they will be broken up.
No comment.
Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A dispute between Bond King Bill Gross and his next-door neighbor over a $1 million outdoor sculpture has devolved into police calls. This is at a Laguna Beach mansion. It's actually two mansions next to each other. Multiple legal actions and allegations that the billionaire investor blared the Gilligan's Island theme song on a loop for all hours to annoy the neighbor. Don't. That's not nice. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
Oh my gosh.
Now Heidi's thinking of that. The PIMCO founder and his partner, former professional tennis player Amy Schwartz, are being accused by tech entrepreneur Mark Taufig and his wife of harassment and international infliction of emotional distress. The cause, a 22-foot-long blue glass installation and an even bigger pole and netting sculpture to erect and protect it. They say it blocked the view, and that prompted a complaint to the city. Neither of them have agreed to be interviewed for this story, but it's turned into quite the ruckus. And it's a $1 million outdoor sculpture. So all I know is I need to get in the outdoor sculpture
And what is
biz.
the sculpture of?
It's a giant blue thing, 22 feet.
A giant blue thing.
I don't know. It's sculpture. I got to start making them, though. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. An argument broke out over a chess game. Wait a minute. We were just talking about wanting to learn to play chess.
We were.
We saw, what's it called? The Queen's Gambit.
Yes, great show.
Right before we canceled Netflix.
Right before we got rid of
Although,
Netflix.
I got to say, it had nothing to do with us canceling Netflix. It was actually kind of good. But here we go. Connecticut is where this happened. A man was stabbed in the buttocks, but no arrests have been made in the case. Sergeant Kenneth Jarrett said police were called to an apartment after an assault at 5 a.m. Saturday. A 51-year-old victim said he only knew the first name of the man who stabbed him in the buttocks. Says nobody wanted to say anything, though. They were playing chess. They got into a small argument, and somehow the victim got stabbed in the buttocks.
Alrighty.
He said the owner of the apartment called 911 to report that a friend had been stabbed in the buttocks.
I get it.
Four times in the story. Apparently, that's the most important thing. My question is, what were they doing playing chess at 5 a.m.? I mean,
Yeah, that's really...
How heated could it have gotten? What time did they start this game?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. At this point in the program, I read a little story my beautiful bride Heidi has to tell me. Is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is this fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready, Heidi?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Fake news or Florida? A Florida woman was arrested for shoplifting at a Walmart after putting a 12-pack of Coors in her 5-year-old daughter's Barbie backpack.
Oh,
fake
wow.
news or Florida?
I'll say Florida.
And I tricked you. It's fake news.
Oh, let me guess. It was a E.T. backpack?
No, there was no backpack. It was a fake story. Come on.
You have a way of switching one tiny detail, and then, yeah, you do. You've done that.
That's never happened. It's happened at a Target store, not a Walmart. You don't know nothing. Just kidding. No, it didn't happen. That is today's fake news or Florida on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And this is a pretty cool story right here. Here's the headline. What are you doing over there? You're very distracting. She's making a lot of... You get your phone going off. She's just distracting like crazy. Here's the headline. A carpenter is building insulated mobile shelters for homeless people to stay in so they can stay warm this winter. That's a really cool story. Carpenter in Toronto building these mobile shelters so people can stay warm. His name is Cahill Seavright, and he's 28. Started building mobile shelters for the homeless last month. Each unit costs right around $1,000 in materials. Takes him about 8 hours per unit to build, but he's been happily giving them away for free. He said, it just seems like something I could do that would be useful because there's so many people staying in tents. He said, I've never seen so many people staying outside in parks. This is something I could do to make sure people staying outside in the winter could survive. And I'm looking at these structures, and, you know, I wouldn't say that they're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen before, but you know what? If it's a way to stay warm, that's a lot better than not having something to stay warm. The shelters are able to keep people comfortably warm with their own body heat in temperatures as low as 20 below zero. Says to help fund the mission, he started an online fundraiser, and guess how much money he's raised so far?
How much?
Over $50,000.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. And now this is going viral, and I got a feeling it'll be even more than that. And there's a link here to a video, so you can see that. And there's a link to the fundraiser itself if you're saying, hey, I'd like to... Oh, it's over 100,000 now. 119,000. So yeah, it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And again, if you'd like to see the story, I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today. And just seems like a really neat thing to do. Again, he's a 28-year-old young man doing something to help out the homeless people in his area. And I just think, you know what? That's really a neat thing. I love that story.
If you can help. That's wonderful.
Yeah, do what you can, where you are, and with what you have. And this, I think, is a really good way to do exactly that. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.